Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Carl Anthony, and this is AutoVision News live at AutoSens Detroit 2023. We are set up in the heart of the Motor City at the Huntington Place in downtown Detroit. Today we welcome back Michael McDonald. Now you may recognize Michael. We had him on just a couple of months ago when we were at In-Cabin in Phoenix talking about in-cabin applications. Now we switch to AutoSense mode, welcoming Michael back. Now, Michael joined Semiconductor, now Indie Semiconductor, a year ago as the Director of Marketing for their automotive products, focusing particularly on next-generation automotive vision processors. He started his lengthy semiconductor career working on the AMD 386 microprocessor 3 decades ago. And back when he studied at Rice University in the late 1980s, he worked on a computer vision software program to figure out the orientation of space satellites. We welcome him back to our broadcast. Michael McDonald, welcome.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Michael, when it comes to Indie, there are a number of solutions that you offer. Radar, vision, LiDAR, and other automotive technologies. Take us through everything that you offer. Tell us about these solutions, what makes them unique, and what value they bring to the automotive business.
Yeah, so India is 100% focused on automotive. We have three large businesses. So one is ADAS, and that covers a lot of the sensor technology that you mentioned. So that brings together the radar, the LiDAR, the vision, the ultrasound. We have electrification of the vehicle, so that's focused on battery management and electronic fuse technology. And then the third aspect is the in-cabin environment. And so there we're doing wireless power charging, we're doing USB power charging, Apple CarPlay, and the similar stuff around Android, in-cabin lighting. And all of that is focused on the automotive space.
With regard to, again, we talked in Phoenix about in-cabin innovations. What do you have here at AutoSense for attendees? What are some of the things they can see when they visit Indy?
Yeah, so at our booth today we're showing some of our vision-based technology. So one of the things in particular, so we're showing two things. One is LiDAR technology. So that's some technology that Indy has been developing around frequency modulation, continuous wave, coherent LiDAR technology. So that's one of our demos. And then the other one is more focused on vision. And that's addressing a challenge in the market where the companies are interested in moving to different color filter arrays to let more light in so that you have better ability to see in dark situations. And one of the challenges that happens there is you start to mix up the red and the yellow because you're missing certain color filter arrays to let more light in. So what we're showing is that we have a product that can do a nice job of differentiating between the red and the yellow. So those are the key demonstrations. And then you'll also see some of our technology at other booths here. So some of the CMOS image sensor companies are highlighting a chip that we have right now that's in the market that's focused on the DMS market. So that's the driver management system, where you have to have the ability to switch from a color filter RGB to an infrared and be able to do that on a frame by frame. And so we're showing how we can do that with a 5 megapixel ISP.
Very cool. Michael, before we, as we were organizing this interview, before we met today, in our email exchanges, talking about silicon radar, and that is now part of the Indie portfolio. So I guess $1 million question, what is silicon radar? And what value does it bring, and why is it part of your portfolio?
Yeah, so India has made some huge investments in the radar space. We have a design win with one of the top 4 tier 1 radar companies. So radar is something that we're continuously building out, and we're very excited about that design win. In the 120 gigahertz space, that's going to play a big role inside of the cabin. And so one of the challenges that exists there is understanding driver fatigue. And so with the 120 gigahertz, you have the ability to, there are 2 key values that come.
Sure.
So one of them is being able to see the finer movements as you go to these higher frequencies. And so the finer movements, if you're able to see the breathing of the individual or able to see the heart rate, you can map that to the fatigue level. And then the other thing is with that high frequency, we have the ability to build the antenna actually into the package. And now what that allows you to do is have a very small form factor design that you can put inside of a cabin that's basically hidden from the user. So there's some aesthetic capabilities that come with it, but then also the practical value for driver management and fatigue.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
I mean, fatigue kills, I think, 6,000 to 7,000 people here in the US every year. It's responsible for tens of thousands of accidents, millions of dollars of damage. So it's a big problem that the car manufacturers are trying to address.
Michael, and with Indy's, diversity of businesses, as we've talked about, and your ability to handle all these different segments, sensor fusion comes to mind, highly important topic. How does Indy enable sensor fusion?
Yeah, so it's how we do it and where we do it.
Sure.
So on the how we do it, we have LiDAR technology. So this is real good in terms of being able to see 200 meters out, and LiDAR is definitely, I think, one of the key components as you start having greater and greater autonomy and assisted driving. Radar technology is another big focus inside of Indy. So the ability to do a high resolution 4D radar, we're very excited about that technology. And then the vision technology, that's how you're going to be able to identify the red lights and the yellow lights and be able to do the lane keep assist. So that vision capability. So being able to bring all of those technologies together so that if there's a spot where one technology isn't as strong as another, you can have the complementary things. So inside of the cabin, you also have the fusion of being able to see inside of the cabin with a vision camera. But one of the key challenges that's out there is being able to see the baby seat that may be hidden from the camera. So having radar technology, be able to go out there and identify a heartbeat or be able to see an animal that may be in the footwell of the vehicle, that life detection, that comes with radar. And sometimes you can't do that with the camera. So this fusion of different technologies is important.
Yeah, that's a game changer. I mean, that's a complete game changer in terms of occupant safety and the value that brings to consumers. Michael, with the rapid rate of change in automotive today, from electrification, autonomy, you name it, what are some trends that you're seeing from your vantage point that we should be aware of that are maybe coming over the horizon? What should we be paying attention to?
Yeah. What's interesting is there are a lot of activities that are happening outside of the vehicle that need to be tied with inside of the vehicle.
Sure.
So as the assisted driving capabilities improve, the driver is more likely to get distracted. He's more likely to be looking outside of the window. He's more likely to just be totally relaxed because he's not stressed by the driving.
Right.
And so as the assisted driving capabilities and all of this stuff happening outside of the vehicle starts to improve, being able to track where is the driver looking, what is his attention, is he still fully engaged with the driving experience, especially in this, as you're in this L1, L2 stage, the driver is still part of that program. And so you need to be able to combine the outside with the inside. And I think that's one of the nice capabilities that Indy has, is we're focused on technology both outside of the vehicle as well as inside of the vehicle. So the whole in-cabin, just adding another place where some of this starts to come together. Lighting, if you can help use the lighting inside of the vehicle to direct the individual to a particular window or to the front, now you can combine some of the lighting as well. So that's one of the things that gets me real excited about Indy, is how all of these different things are starting to come together.
Yeah, I love it, Michael. You're right that bringing it all together it's fascinating. Michael, I always love picking your brain. I always love talking to you. Let's get caught up again in a few months at our next AutoSens conference, where we can chat about this. But in the meantime, have a great rest of the show. From all of us here at AutoVision News, we wish you the best of luck going forward. Safe travels back home with all this ends and when all this real soon.
Hey, it's always a pleasure talking with AutoVision.
For more to come here from AutoSens Detroit on the AutoVision News LinkedIn page. From the Huntington Place in downtown Detroit, alongside Michael McDonald from Indy Semiconductor, I'm Carl Anthony, AutoVision News.